Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. Beyond measure.
I'm gonna show you how great I am. Last night I cut the light off in my bedroom, hit the switch, was in the bed before the room was dark. I'm gonna show you how great I am. Only last week I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean I make medicine sick. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
Oh, fail. Didn't take the tape off my cam. Look at that. I thought I had all my shit together. Oh, and look at that. You see my ugly ceiling? That's going in the... what do you call it? Outtakes. Or... fail. Hey! Look at my hair, though. Isn't it gorgeous? Isn't my beard gorgeous? That's because I showered today. And I have beautiful conditioned hair. Oh, look at that. It's good on cam. Anyways, guys. Yes, I shower regularly, so don't be worried about that shit. Cheers, everyone. Get the glass. Get the shirts. Right now, I have Please Don't Make Me Do Stuff with Snoopy. This is definitely copywritten. Walmart special. $8. But I have a bunch of great shirts. There's the glass. There's the shirts. Common Cat shirts. Don't wear this in public right now. You'll probably get shot. Just because there's a lot of fucking nutbags out there that don't know how to be decent fucking people. JD's2cents.com. That's JD's2cents.com for you baby boomers. That's http://www.jds2cents.com. I'm being a dick. I'll stop. Let's get the X feed out of here. Tonight's topic: cancel culture. Finally got around to it. Toxic cancel culture. And I am going to be the first to admit that I have engaged in it personally numerous times in the past. Even in the recent past. Not recent as in a few weeks, but recent as in like a few years. Trying to think, a few months, no. No, it's been over a year. So I'll say the last few years I have engaged in... Why am I orange all of a sudden? I look like Trump. Hey, I'll take it. Cheers to you, Mr. President. When I drink my beer, now I look white again. That's weird. Whoa. Did you guys see that? I turned orange. Spirit of Trump is with me. Okay, anyways. Yeah, cancel culture, man. First, I want to start off with that I engaged in it. I'm guilty. So, there's a lot of you out there that are guilty as well. It's easy to block someone. It's easy. It's just a click. It's a click of a mouse or a click of a thumb on your phone. But we need to dig deeper into what we're really doing as a society. And I am talking to the right and the left here. If you have a brain and you will listen to what I'm about to say, it's very important. It's extremely important. Why is that? Because when we cancel another human being, just on a psychological level, what that does to the other person is not cool. I'm trying to think of an analogy here. What it is, it's bullying. Okay? You're a bully. If you ever block someone and they don't warrant a block, you're being a bully. Now, there are times that a block is absolutely warranted, but it should go through a progression. Let me use this as an example. I mentioned this on my last episode with Jen. I remember being 6 years old in 1989-ish was the year, well before smartphones, well before cell phones were mainstream for sure. We had a rotary dial phone plugged into the wall in the dining room kitchen area. And what I remember as a 6-year-old is a lot of police coming into our house, which was scary. I didn't know why they were there. They're strangers, and they're in these really imposing uniforms with badges, shiny badges. I didn't even know. I didn't even know what cops were until I saw them for the first time in my house at 6. And they take the phone and they plug it into a recording device. And the reason they were doing that, and my mom has never shared this with me, but I'm just putting pieces together. There was some stalker dude that was he was calling the house. He must have been. Because white pages existed then too, which everyone's number with their address was all listed in there. Okay? I know it sounds crazy today that, oh my gosh, how is that possible, that everyone outed themselves or doxed themselves like that? You gotta understand, guys, that back in the day, even in the 80s, the late 80s, early 90s, people weren't afraid of one another like they are today. But that's a rabbit trail. I'll get back to that. That could be a whole episode, actually. The point I'm making here is that some loser thought my mom was attractive, so he was calling the house and probably jerking off and saying nasty things to her on the phone. So she called the police, and she had every right to. Good on her. And again, I'm filling in the gaps here, being a 41-year-old now. At 6, I had no idea what was going on. All I knew was the cops were there, and they were hooking up a recording device to our telephone for some reason. How does this tie into cancel culture? What I was saying is there are certain people that need to be blocked. So if you are being harassed, stalked, all of that, absolutely block the fucker. Or the fuckress. It goes both ways. It's not just males. Females are crazy too. There's crazy fucking stalker females out there. Just like there's crazy fucking stalker males out there. And there's only 2 genders. You don't like that? Go fuck yourself. You're a fucking moron. You're a fucking lunatic. And we need to make insane asylums great again. Cheers to that, right? Okay? What I am saying is, all of that aside, be honest with yourselves now. Be honest. Be honest. How many times have you blocked someone online because they pissed you off and it was easier to block them rather than engage with them in a healthy adult debate? Ooh, ouch. That stings, right? Yeah, stings me still because I was that person for a long time. But you know what you're doing? We got to dig deeper. You, when you do that, are practicing Marxism. You are practicing communism. You are practicing socialism. You are practicing being a tyrant, a little tiny individual tyrant. You are practicing being a fascist, a little fascist, individual fascist. That's what you're doing. And again, 3 fingers pointed back at me because I was doing the same thing. But what we're really doing when we do that, when we block someone just because they piss us off, not because they're being sexually deviant, or because they're stalking us, or because they're threatening us, or doxing us, but simply because they pissed us off because their views didn't align with our views, we might as well take the First Amendment, hold it up here, and light it the fuck on fire. Because that's exactly what we're doing. Let that sink in. Cancel culture is canceling not just one person, as you see in this Chiron, or whatever you call these things. What's the professional term for this? Let me know in the comments, in the chat. But see all the people on there? See all the people? It's erasing the whole fucking thing. That is what cancel culture ultimately will do. Erase humanity. Let that sink in. It is serious, guys. It is so serious. So please, the next time that you are sitting there going, oh, I'm just going to fucking block this motherfucker because he pissed me off, think about what I'm saying. Because yes, just you doing it, drop in the bucket, right? But how are ponds formed? How are lakes formed? Excuse me. Oh, man. How are oceans formed? It has to rain. And what is rain? Little bitty droplets that fall on the earth. So yeah, you're just one droplet. But the problem with today's society is cancel culture is running rampant. It's a fucking downpour. It's a tsunami at this point. We're creating oceans of cancel culture. And look at what it's doing to our society as a whole. Communists love this shit. Marxists love this shit. Tyrants love this shit. Fascists love this shit. So are you going to be part of the problem, or are you going to be part of the solution? Which is to take that fucking eraser off that fucking person and let them be a free person that has their own ideas, that operates in a capital market, that is doing their best to provide for themselves and their family, just like we all are. The other thing I want to say, you do this to someone else, karma's a fucking bitch, and it'll bite you in the ass. People are going to cancel you back. You're going to feel the sting. You're going to taste your own medicine if you keep doing it. I guarantee you that. Ultimately, we all will. If this doesn't stop, we're all going to taste that medicine. We're all going to get destroyed. From the bottom to the top. I don't care who you are. These people that are pulling the strings, these commie crap pieces of shit, they're so drunk on power, they don't realize that. that when society absolutely falls, they're going to fall with it because they're at the top. And they're going to fall the hardest. They're going to hit the bottom the hardest. That's how deluded and sick and twisted these people are. They don't even understand that they are lighting the fuse to their own destruction with this bullshit. But we're the conduit. We are the fuse. So we have the choice. We can chop the fuse. We can stop that. They lit it, but we can cut it. And with that, I've gone long. That's my open. 15 minutes, not too bad. I am a serial bloviator. If you don't know what that means, and not cereal as in the food you eat in the morning, some of you. I don't eat breakfast really. But I used to. I used to love cereal. Oh man. But cereal, like serial killer. You know, cereal with an S, not a C. Cheers everyone, that's my open. If you like it, if you don't like it, share your thoughts, share your comments below on my open. Already did my plugs, so not going to do any more plugs. Get rid of that beer can there. Now let's dive into the news, shall we? Don't see anyone in the chat or the X Spaces or the Rumble chat. I will just put the website in the chat right now. There you go. Over to my Rumblers over here too. If there's any of you Rumblers on, it doesn't tell me if anyone's watching on the chat window, so hope you're here. Cheers. Let's hop into the X feed. Brooklyn Dad Defiant. This guy's a real piece of shit. He's a royal piece of shit. He's a commie-crat talking head. He has a big following, and he's just a piece of junk. Somebody please explain to me how J.D. Vance, who wrote about humping a couch and has only been a senator for barely 2 fucking years, thinks he has the right to criticize Kamala Harris's qualification. His grammar's good, I'll give him that. This is like high-level grammar. When you know how to use a, what's that called? It's not a quotation mark. Oh, fuck. Anyways, he used it properly. Harris's is how you say that. If anyone's taking English lessons. VP Harris, and then he goes on. Like, so that's where his smart ends? His intelligence ends? VP Harris served as district attorney for San Francisco for 7 years. Okay. Attorney General for State of California 6 years. Okay. A United States Senator for 4 years. Okay. The Vice President of the United States for 3.5 years. Okay. Your argument up here, dude, is qualifications. Just because some dipshit serves for long periods of time in the government does not qualify them to continue in the government. That's idiotic. Just look at Trump. Best president in modern history, if not since all of American history. I'm just going to say it. Because George Washington didn't have to rebuild a nation from commie-crat, bullshit, takeover, socialist scumbags like you. I'll say since Abraham Lincoln. I'll dial it back just a little. Because Abraham Lincoln did have to bring a country back together. When he had the Confederates and the Federalists. Or the Union and the Confederates. Okay? So I'll say that. Greatest president since Abraham Lincoln. Hands down. And what were his government qualifications when he came down that golden escalator in 2015? Nothing. Nope. Never even dipped his foot into politics. And look at the result. 4 years of not just great, but exceedingly great things for the United States of America. Kamala Harris is just another drudged up puppet of the DC swamp that people are just gonna pull the strings on. She's a dumbass too. Have you not noticed that? Every time she opens her mouth, you're just like, will you please stop? Because her stupidity. I should have had that video ready. You know what? We're going to play that video. Let me see if I can find this video. She is such a fucking dumbass. She really is. Let me go to YouTube. Get this on full screen for you guys. She's so stupid. She's so stupid. And she's so condescending at the same time. Like, it's almost an art of stupidity. It really is. Harris on Ukraine war. I didn't spell Ukraine right, but... they're not just going to have the sound bite. I should have had this ready to go. But, basically it's her saying... This is so stupid. Ukraine is a small country. Russia's a big country. Russia, as a big country, attacked Ukraine, which is a small country. And that's wrong. Go look it up for yourselves. I'm not making this shit up. She's fucking ridiculous. She is so and that's what I mean by making stupidity an art form. She is so stupid that it's almost like the modern day art you see out there, which you look at it and you're like, what the fuck was this person thinking? What the fuck were these people thinking of placing this in a modern park? It's garbage. But it's art. That's how stupid she is. She's not just stupid, like a lot of people are. She's stupid. To the level of it's an art form. Stupid. This woman is just trash. And then he says, what gives him the fucking audacity? What gives you the fucking audacity, Brooklyn Dad Defiant, to say shit like this? You are a special kind of stupid, sir. And this is how I replied. I thought you were voting for @Joe Biden, question mark. Because he was all, oh, Biden, I'll vote for Biden no matter what. Oh, unless Biden drops out and Kamala Harris becomes the presumptive nominee of the Democrat Party. You guys are fucking ridiculous. You're just a bunch of commie-crat lying pieces of shit. That's all you are. Hey, Jen, I see you in the space. Send me a speaker request if you want to chime in. Glad you're here. Cheers to you. Okay, what else is in the news? Oh, yeah, I need to go back here. Oh, here we go. Another. Brian Krasenstein, or whatever the fuck your name is. Krasenstein, don't give a fuck. This is the best reason not to vote for Trump that I have heard yet. His own words minutes ago. You're not going to teach a criminal not to be a criminal. It's just not going to happen. Let's listen in on this great man, shall we? Yeah, another cut. So you took it completely out of context. Doesn't matter. Because he's going to be vindicated on every single charge, you royal piece of shit. I can't. I think you guys are. A lot of you guys out there, I can tell that you're smart enough to know that. And so you're just punting the football as far as you can down the field, hoping that people will believe your bullshit. But then they're going to catch that football and it's covered in shit. And they're going to smell the shit. And they're going to be like, wow, this is just nasty. And fuck you, Brian Krasenstein or Steen. Fuck you. I don't believe this one bit. Trump is going to be vindicated on every single count that was hurled at him. What does that tell you about what was hurled at him? It's a banana republic. It's banana bullshit politics. It's fucking lawfare. And it's going to work its way all the way up to the Supreme Court. Have you noticed how all the lower court judges have kicked the can all the way down the road so that the election will happen first? Why did they do that? Because they value their lives, for one. It doesn't matter how far left those judges were. They know that people will find them and will do bad things to them if they do not seek the truth. That's why. Okay? That's why 3 branches of government exists. I love our founding fathers were such brilliant motherfuckers. Beyond what we can even fathom. We look down our nose at founding fathers a lot because they're like, whoa, way back in the day, they didn't have air conditioning. They didn't have smartphones. They didn't have Google. Yeah, they did have nature. These motherfuckers. Dude, you get the founding fathers together against a similar sized crowd of modern men today, the founding fathers would wax their asses. It wouldn't even be close. In a debate, in a duel, in fist-to-fist combat, I don't care what it would be, you put them in the octagon together, the founding fathers would obliterate modern men today. Because we've all become such fucking cowards in this country. So sick of it. So back to what I'm saying though. The founding fathers, brilliant motherfuckers. Like higher level. They're not even on the same level that we are today. Not even close. There's such a higher level of intellect. Such a higher level of faith in God. And in country. And in what's right. Liberty. And justice for all. We don't even fathom it. So if you ever catch yourself looking down your nose at the founding fathers, stop. Shame on you. And I've done it too. Again, 3 fingers pointing back at me. Like these guys, oh, they're antiques. They're antiquated. No. These guys were touched by God to bring into conception and birth the United States of America, which is the greatest country that's ever existed in the history of humanity, hands down. And I will never cede on that fact. I will never back down on that fact. We are the greatest country that's ever existed in the history of the world. And that's why we are attacked by the globalist, commie-crat scum out there that just want to destroy us. Because if we fall, the world falls with it. So cheers to the fucking United States of America. America. Fuck yeah. And that's a neocon slam movie, if you guys don't know what I'm quoting there. So, anyways. Oh, there's my time. I do have Jen here in the space. So, Jen, if you do want to chat, drop me something in the chat if you can get there. Because I don't see a request from... Maybe I can click on you and open you. No, it just takes me to your profile. Go back. Oh, there you go. Requested. I knew you wanted to talk. I had a feeling. Okay, Jen. It's all yours. Share your 2 cents. You there, Jen? It's all good. I do the same thing. And I will do it in the future, so don't worry about it. Ha! There you go. I gotta turn my speakers off. There we go. That's better.
I mean, the only thing they really left out was term limits, but of course they didn't live very long back then. And I don't know that they could have imagined that we'd be living to 100 years old these days. So they probably never saw a reason for term limits.
The reason I am against congressional term limits is this. At first I was for it. Absolutely for it. But the more I dug into it, this is what I realized about it. If you look at the election cycle for the Senate, it's every 6 years. And it's every 6 years divided into thirds for the country. So 1/3 of the country every 6 years, the middle third of the country every 6 years, and the other third every 6 years. And then the way the House of Representatives works, every 2 years, as we know.
Right.
The president is elected with, and the president didn't used to have term limits, all the way up to FDR. They put that in place up to, FDR was in his 4th term, I think, or check me on that. But George Washington was the first president. He was our first president, but he was the first and only president to reject a 3rd term of his own volition, because he was so hell-bent. Try to put yourself in George Washington's shoes. He just went through a Revolutionary War as the 5-star general over all the troops of the newly formed union that was happening. He hated the King of England with a vitriol that we will never know. Only he knows it, right? That is why he denied a 3rd term. Americans were screaming for him en masse. Every state. There were 13 states at the time. Maybe more at that point, because it was 8 years down the road. But let's just say it was 13. They were like, please be our president forever until the day you die. And he said, no, I am not going to do another term because I am not going to be your king. Can you imagine a modern day politician saying that today? Hell no.
No, of course not.
They are drunk on power. That guy truly loved his country. I'm not going to put words in Donald Trump's mouth. And he does have a very big ego.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, he was a rich playboy his whole entire life.
Right.
I mean, why wouldn't he?
Right, that too. But he worked hard for what he had too. From what I've heard is that he got a $1 million loan from his dad to start his career. And look what he turned it into. So there's that side as well. But yes, he had a silver spoon up his ass. Let's not kid ourselves. We tell the
Right.
truth here, right? However, it would be very interesting to see what he would do if the American people en masse said, Trump, please be our president until you die. If he would say, no, I'm done. Pass the torch. I don't know. I don't know if he would or not. So going back to George Washington, it shows you the character
I
of
think
that
he
man.
would because
Go ahead.
I think Trump would give it up actually. Because I think that we're at that point where you either stick with the Constitution or you don't.
I think Trump
And if
posed.
he said he
Oh,
was
go
going to
ahead.
be
I'm
president
sorry.
one more time, he would. I'm sorry. If he decided to be president further than one more term, he'd be going against everything he's ever been preaching about.
And I really, really hope that would be the case. I really think it would
Yes.
be post assassination of
Hmm.
Tim's Trump. I think it would be. Because the Trump we saw at the RNC was a different man.
Oh yes, he was touched by what happened. I mean, it changed him.
Not just physically, spiritually.
No,
It,
of
it
course
touched
it
his
did.
soul. It touched his soul. And
To get that close to losing your life, I
yeah,
mean, I don't think anybody would be non-spiritual at that point.
right.
No matter what you believe in, you get
Exactly.
closer to
And I was about
quote
to say
unquote
the
God.
same exact thing. You know, great minds think
Yeah,
alike.
right.
It doesn't matter what your spiritual beliefs are. When a bullet rips through your earlobe and literally you turned your head right at the right moment for only that to happen, because if he would have turned his head further, his brain gets blown out. If he would have turned his head left,
Yeah,
his brain gets blown out.
yeah,
He knows that. He lived it.
yeah.
Like and
Now,
we can't ever understand because we haven't lived it. If if
mm-mm.
you're if you are a person, I don't care who if you take one of the commie-crats and you put them up there in his place, they would have had a spiritual awakening and a spiritual experience if that happened to them. I guarantee it. And they're just husks of human beings that just have a soul in the middle and nothing else. They have no empathy or sympathy. They
Right.
would change their tune if something like that happened to them. So how much more does Donald Trump now change his tune? And yeah, he's back on the rally trail now, and he's back to his old, just talking points. I get that. The man has changed drastically, and I
Yes,
guarantee you that.
you can hear it in his voice.
Hmm.
Even, I mean, he's more tempered. He's more connected. He's more
Yep.
driven.
And how disgusting is the left? So they
Yeah.
attack him because he's just too abrasive, right? They've done that ever since he came down the escalator in 2015, and I've supported him from that moment. Even my parents weren't on board at first, and I was in Colorado at the time, and they still are there, and they're Republicans, but they're like, no, Ted Cruz, he's an evangelical, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, Donald Trump is the future of the Republican Party. He will make this country great again. You guys don't see it yet. They voted for him twice. So the point I'm trying to make there is, yeah, this guy, the left attacks him constantly since 2015. That he is way too abrasive, and which is being honest. That's what they call abrasive, being honest. And it's
Listen, the left
it's
doesn't
rough.
get it.
Well, hold on.
The
Let
left
me
doesn't
finish my
get it.
thought. Let me finish my
Okay,
thought
go
there.
ahead. I'm sorry.
So, ever since that bullet ripped through his ear, and he's toned it down, now what do they say? Oh, that speech was terrible. That 2.5 hour speech at RNC was a snooze fest. They're just sick people. It doesn't matter what Trump says. They will find something to attack him on. And the best quote I ever heard about Donald Trump, and then I'll hand it back over to you,
Sure.
was from Oprah Winfrey before it would be bad for her to speak about him publicly. And they were
Right.
great friends. They were great friends before. She
Everybody
said,
loved him before he decided to be
"Oh yeah,
political.
of course." She said to him, and she's the one who asked him the first time, "Would you consider a presidential run?" And this was like 20 years ago. But I love what she said here. She said, or maybe it wasn't her, but someone out there said this, and I need to find it. The reason that you can never hold Donald Trump down politically is because you hurl mud at him constantly, and he is made of mud. I was like, yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly it. He doesn't give a shit.
Right.
Like just hurl it at me. And regardless of what happened in his past personally between him and Melania, if he cheated on her, if he didn't, whatever. No one gives a
That's
shit
between
about
them
that.
as a married couple. That has
Exactly.
nothing to do with anything.
Exactly.
That-
Yeah. He he cheated on Jackie all the time. And that's
Oh yeah,
documented,
two
provable.
words, Marilyn Monroe.
But why was JFK assassinated ultimately? Because he stood against the democratic machine, the commie-crat deep state machine that has existed for far longer than we ever want to admit. JFK himself said to his brother Bobby, if I had my way, I would take the CIA, and this was right after the Bay of Pigs fiasco. I would take the CIA if I had my way, and I would obliterate it into a million pieces. And that's
Hmm.
documented. And then he was assassinated. What does that tell you? The fourth branch of government is running this fucking country, and they have for a long time. Do you think they're going to give that as far as like my audio's dropping?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's weird. Because I show you
Yeah,
on
that
the X
happened
space.
twice.
Huh.
I hope it
Can you hear?
doesn't come across on the live version.
No, it will, and that's okay. It's not a big deal. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I don't know if whatever you, I don't know how much you heard of that, but let's see. Let me go over to my X space scene here. Oh, I don't have you up.
All I see is 414 on the. I did pull it up on my computer today so I
Gotcha.
could watch it to see the pictures. So
Give
all
me
I
a
see is 414. I don't know why.
give me a sec here.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So do you see the X space now? The X space screen?
Not yet. Let me try going back.
No. This will just be on the live video if you're watching the live video on
Yeah.
your computer. And then, are you on your phone for the X space or no?
I'm on my phone and I'm watching it on the computer.
Okay, yeah. So just watch the video muted on your computer and make sure you're engaging in the space on your phone.
Sure.
That's
I
what you're
am.
doing, right? Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, that's weird. It should be working. So maybe something is
Yeah.
going wonky on
Now
my
I
end
just
that I'll
see
figure
two
out later.
senses.
That's weird.
Okay. So can I go?
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. So the left doesn't get it about how Trump is so attractive to normal people is because he talks like us. And everybody really does talk like that. Some of them just don't want to admit it because it's not classy to say some things. But he talks just like normal people do. He says what's on his mind. He's actually very funny if you can put yourself past the TDS.
Yep.
And another thing I wanted to say about him is you're never going to convince me that as an outsider who came into politics and has been attacked by the whole of government, from the charges and the accusations and the supposed key tapes, etc., that they don't have proof of, that they never shown, etc., etc., etc. This guy came in and he's fighting against this cabal, basically.
Yeah.
He's not a mastermind criminal, or you would have had him a long time ago.
Right.
So you have to bend the rules, you have to make up laws, and he keeps beating all of them. And yes, he will probably get off on the when he redoes it. Oh God, I lost the word. When he challenges the court decision, appeal.
Appeals?
Yes. When he appeals it, the one he got charged for 34, people are like 34 counts. That's one account times 33. They put it over and over and over. It's so dumb the way that they did this stuff.
It is. And, yeah, I mean, those 33 counts, still today, they will not tell the American people what the felony counts were. Which means they're
No,
just
I
bullshit.
know.
They're just bullshit.
There's so much shady shit going on.
Oh, yeah.
And okay, why are we still not looking at left-wing people who are causing, didn't they just like graffiti the bell today?
I saw
The
that on the X feed.
anti-Israel.
Yeah, and I actually posted a reply on that. Put this guy in jail now, or something like that, is what I replied. I mean, he's in broad daylight putting graffiti on a national monument.
They keep saying that the right wing is the violent ones. We are the violent ones. We aren't the ones out rioting. We aren't the ones destroying property. We aren't the ones graffitiing everything. We aren't the ones burning American flags.
Right.
Let's stop this nonsense and treat everybody exactly the same.
Yeah, and you know, that brings up a great point. I have memes out there. I don't know if you've seen them on my X, but everything the Democratic Commie Crap Party says is what they actually are. Right?
What
Everything
they accuse you of, they're actually doing.
Yeah, exactly. Now, you asked the question, why is no one doing anything? Well, it's pretty simple, actually. No, it's not that. The DOJ, the Attorney General of the United States, is a commie crap. He's a communist. He's a Marxist. He's bought and paid for by George Soros. And
how do you feel about this one world government?
Well, hold on. I'll get to that. I'll finish my thought
okay,
here, though.
I figured that's where you're heading.
Because you asked the question, why is nothing being done about these knuckleheads? Well, when the guy sitting in the chair at the DOJ is a communist, why would he? So, the good news is this. Donald Trump, first of all, I'll use my big finger here, first of all. His first term, he was not a politician before that. He's a human being too. He got blindsided by a lot of Washington, D.C. bullshit to the point where he had communist Marxists infiltrate the White House that were, quote unquote, serving his best interests. Okay?
But now he knows what he's doing, so next round will be boss.
Not even that. It's his last term, and he knows it. All barriers have fallen. Not only does he know what he's doing now, because he's done it for 4 years, he knows what to look for in people that approach him as sheep's in wolf's clothing, and he will expose them immediately.
Once, you know how that goes.
Exactly. And I've never seen Donald Trump be fooled twice. Ever.
Right.
Ever. So, that's the good news. Why is nothing happening now? The first reason is because if anything did happen now, the riots will be blamed on the Democrats, the Commie-crats. They can't have that.
Sure.
So, you gotta wait until it's Trump's turn so they can blame it on him. And the other reason is they don't give a fuck. They want to see the country burn to the ground so they can, quote unquote, rebuild it in their sick, twisted utopia socialist communist manifesto. You just go read the Communist Manifesto and you'll see what I'm talking about. These people think that capitalism is not the greatest thing that's ever happened to the world, even though it is. Right? Like, can
Yes.
just even 150 years ago, guess what most men were doing for a living? They were plowing fields, sweat from their brow, breaking their backs to generate food for the society around them. That's what the vast
Sure.
majority of men were doing. What do we do as men now? And I use men very like,
Loosely.
we are kings and queens and we don't even realize it. We're royalty. Like, we're all royalty. And why are we? Because of capitalism, because of free market trade, because of the United States and what it's done. Rising tides lift all ships, right?
It gives people the chance to chase the dream. If you want it, you go chase it and you can make your money. And yes, there's going to always be millionaires and billionaires and people
Right.
who profit more, but it gives more people opportunity that they wouldn't have under socialist, etc.
But let me dial it back again. Let's
Okay,
compare again. I am sitting here in air conditioning, drinking a beer
right,
of my own volition, having a great time. That's what kings and queens were only allowed to do back in the day. The rest of the peasants were working their knuckles to the bone and bleeding, literally bleeding, to make ends
right.
meet, just so they could get a loaf of bread at the end of the day from the king or queen that was sitting up there enjoying what we enjoy today. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what capitalism does. And these communists think that there's something better out there in this world, and there's not. This side of heaven, there's not something better than capitalism. There's just not. Because the vast majority of us, yeah, there's the homeless out there, the drug addicted that you see on the side of the street, but how many do we really see on the side of the street? It's not overrun, right? And I give those people food. I truly, my heart bleeds for them. So I'm not trying to be a prick by saying this, but the vast majority of us live like kings and queens today. So they can get the energy out of that human being. That's what communism and socialism is. Whereas capitalism is, this person has unplugged from the matrix, it's Neo, and he goes and just kicks ass. And he lives his best life. Does that make sense? Uh-oh. Looks like I lost you on Spaces. Jen, if you can hear me, go ahead and just log out of Spaces and get back in the space. And there we go. Cool. Well, yeah, for some reason your mic isn't working. All of a sudden. What are we on time? 5 minutes ago? It's a great discussion, though. Jen, thank you so much. Let's try to get you back. Give me a sec. So I can't end the space. I mean, I guess I could. Jen, I'm going to go ahead and end this space and reboot it if you just join the new space, because I want your closing thoughts. So give me 1 second here. Ba-ba-da-ba-doo, ba-ba-do. Okay, let's see if this pops up. It did. What's this doing? Stop. Okay, guys, I'm still here. I'm just trying to get Jen back. Give me 1 second. Gotta love technology. It's great till it fails. Okay, Jen, if you can hear me, just popped the new space into your DM on X. Would love to hear your. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Okay, you back?
Yes, I'm back now.
Sweet. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I
That's weird.
lost you for about 2 minutes there.
Okay. Like I was just saying, technology is great until it fails.
Right.
So, basically, what I was saying, capitalism has made all of us, the vast majority of us, 99% of us, kings, modern day kings and queens, where we can just kick our heels up every night, have a nice cold beer, enjoy the air
Sure.
conditioning, and that's what you'll never ever hear these commie-crat socialists talk about because they don't want to admit how good our lives are. What are your
Hmm.
thoughts on that?
Almost like they want it for themselves, but not us for some reason.
Oh, yeah, there you go. You're really hitting on the truth there. Uh, that is such a great point. I need to do a whole episode on that. These people think that they are gods and goddesses and that we are cattle. That's how they
That they
view
are
us.
more worthy.
Yeah. They view
Do
us as
you ever
animals.
see Joe Biden or Pelosi or Harris shaking hands with a person at a diner?
Eh, why would they? They're
Where
filthy.
Donald
Why?
Trump shows up somewhere and people are hugging him and he's hugging them and he doesn't even think twice. I heard he was a germaphobe too. I don't know if that's true, but he hugs
No,
everybody.
no. I don't think. I think that's a lie from the left. A
I
backdoor
think
lie
so
from the
too.
left. The guy. I mean, you watch him. Walking with people, and he'll hold their hands. He'll hug them. No, that's bullshit.
Yeah. And there's so many stories about him doing things for people that he never talks about. And you know what? My father always told me, he goes, if you do something for somebody and then announce it, you didn't do it for them, you did it for you.
That's so true. That's so true. And I actually, we're gonna go a little long here, but that brings up another thought in my mind.
Hmm.
And I'm going to do a lot of episodes on this in the future. You know that I'm a Reformed Christian, and I won't bring up
How
your
do you
religion
mean?
unless you. Meaning, um, I can look at the entire Bible from Genesis through Revelation, and there's zero
Okay.
contradictions, and that's just the very simple way to put it. Okay, and I know a lot of people out there cringe at that. They're like, "There's so many contradictions." Well, there's contradictions when Satan gets in there and twists the truth. I I
Hmm.
can't get into it now because we're gonna go hours and hours if I do.
Oh yeah, we can
I
get
am
on
gonna do
religion another
episodes, but
day.
but what I am gonna say, and you've shared your beliefs with me, and I'm not gonna air it right now,
Hmm.
but the point I was trying to make with what you just said was this: that what did you just say? I just lost my train of thought.
About them being more worthy or
No, it was Oh, crap. I hate it when this happens. But it's probably time to wrap up. That's why. Anyways, um, mm, me being a Reformed Christian.
That's
Oh yeah,
it. I
yeah,
was asking
yeah,
you
yeah.
about that.
That America today is under. You go to any church in America, a Christian evangelical church, and I use quotes there intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
They're what's under what's called Armenian theology, and you can look it up on Google if this stuff interests you.
Oh, all
Armenian.
religion interests me.
Well, there you
I'm
go.
so
Cool.
interested in all of them
Our,
because it all comes down to doing good to others as you would have them do to you. The golden rule.
Which Christ taught. Yes.
Yeah.
So
It
Armenian theology is basically it's a slight twisting. So if you believe in Satan that he exists, it's a slight twisting of the truth. Ever so slight is how Satan operates, meaning he takes the truth that is the Word of God and he will just slightly twist it so that it's still super believable, but just
mm-hmm.
enough of a twist that it's a lie.
Boy, that sounds really familiar, like some people I know.
Yeah, right. So I'm gonna do a lot of episodes. I'm gonna do like a marathon on this because it'll take
Mm-hmm.
that for me to explain my theology because it's deep. It's
Same.
really deep. And I would love to hear your feedback on it. And again, I'm not going to air
Yeah.
your religious belief until you tell me it's okay.
Oh,
But
I'm okay anytime, but if I bring it up, we're gonna be talking for another hour, so we'll save
that's
that
what I'm
for
saying.
another
Like,
day.
I'm
Yeah.
literally going to make it like it's going to be like a 2 week marathon, like 8 episodes worth. Because every
Sure.
Friday's Fun Friday. And I hope you can join me for Fun Friday because it's fun.
Well, Fridays are generally not good because my
uh,
husband's home for the weekend. He's a truck driver, so
well, that's
we
okay.
usually have company and everything. So Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays are out.
That's awesome because
Probably.
Friday needs to be fun. That's why I do that on the channel because we're so bogged
Yeah.
down for the week that if we don't come down for the weekends, we fuck our whole weekend over. So, with
Yeah.
that, I will wrap this up. Thank you so much for being here. I'm out of beer, and
Sure.
I gotta get a beer. I have to cheers, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
Can never ever leave an episode without cheers, and come on. Oh, by the way, I don't know if
Absolutely.
you were here at the beginning, but how beautiful does my hair look right now? Because I conditioned it today in the shower. Look at that!
It's wonderful. It's
It's just,
wonderful.
it's gorgeous, right? It's gorgeous.
Yeah, look at that hair. My middle son is like 6'2" and he has hair down below his butt. He's got really long hair.
Oh wow!
He's so
Yeah,
cute.
I'm about here now. I think right where the beard ends about on my
Right.
backside, and it's almost to the point where I can pull it into a ponytail if I want. But that looks really weird. You know, that's sort of feminine. I like having the big
I think a braid would be good on you.
a braid.
Kind of
Okay.
Viking looking.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like in the front here, just a single braid.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. I'm watching you right now.
Oh man, I don't know about that. I do say I have some hair ties because I am getting to the point where I'm like I'm sick of it blowing into my face. But
Right.
anyways, so with that, I always end on this because we just don't. Oh, cancel culture. Let's get rid of that. Where is that icon? There we go. 99.99. I'll even say things we worry about never happen. Don't worry about today. Don't worry about tomorrow. If you believe in a God, God has you, and
Mm-hmm.
you just gotta live in the present moment because only that is life, guys. Only that is
Oh,
life.
we have no idea what's going to happen in the next few minutes. A plane could come crash into your house, and
Yeah.
you have no idea. So
Right.
live each
So
moment to the fullest, love people around you, and be kind to others.
I'm bad at those last two. I'm not gonna lie, Jen. Because I just,
We
the
got
Sixth
work to
Sense,
do.
the Sixth Sense. Yeah, I'm working on it. You know, the Sixth Sense, where he's holding the sheets.
Yeah,
He's like, I see dead people.
right.
I need to make a meme that says, I see stupid people.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I
I
go
think
out
I
into
have a meme
society.
that says that
Yeah, I go
somewhere.
out into society and I just am like, how are so many people so stupid? I need a lot
Oh,
more
I'm the
grace.
kind of person who talks to people in elevators. So,
Well, see, I need you to rub off on me because I need a lot more grace in my life when it comes to other human beings. Because I'm happy with my fur babies, because my fur babies are awesome, and they're always awesome,
oh,
well, for
they
the most
are.
part. The little fur baby's a little terrorist monkey. I love him to death, but he tears up the house constantly. Had to finally fold again and get him a muzzle, which sucks. I don't want to have to put him in it.
Oh,
But it's like, dude, like
right.
you're eating screws and stuff. That's not good for your digestion, bro. And I don't want to come
I
back
had a
to a
dog
dead
that
dog.
would, yeah, I had a dog that would swallow a piece of steak whole and chew a piece of shit for an hour. It was
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah. That like
Yeah.
no, he's like, and it's because he's a scrapper. It's because I know
Hmm.
we're going long. It's not bad. I like this. He was a scrapper that came in. I shared this yesterday with 8 other bigger dogs on the streets. And when you're on the streets and you're the
Hmm.
smallest, guess what you got to do? You got to fight, and you gotta eat things that you don't want to eat. And so, unfortunately, that is just ingrained in him now to the point where, like, he's barfed up screws before. Screws, like sharp objects.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, like I gotta put you in a muzzle, bro. I like what else can I do? I gotta work. I gotta be able to feed you.
Right.
And I love him to death. And it's like I can never give him up. Not only
Or
that,
you
his
cannot leave screws laying around.
no, it's not that. He pulls them out of the walls of my RV.
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
no, I don't leave screws lying around. I would never do that. No, he eats the walls and pulls screws out of the walls. Like that's how crazy this is. Yeah. So no, I would be a terrible dad if I left objects like that just lying around.
We
No.
just had a dog that went over the Rainbow Bridge and she chewed everything. Everything. The
Yeah,
stairs, the doors. I had to get metal table for my kitchen so she didn't eat the chairs anymore.
that's what I did. I had to get
And
metal. Like I had for my dog that passed, Fez. May he rest in peace.
mhm,
Cheers, Fez. Awesome dog. Black lab.
yeah.
Gorgeous.
Oh, I
Mm.
love black labs. They're so sweet.
He was cool. Like totally just chill. And the reason
Right.
was is because when he was about 1 year old and starting to feel his oats, he boned up on me. You know what I mean? It's like, hey man,
Hmm.
I'm gonna challenge you as the alpha. And I immediately flipped him over on his backside and got right in his face, and I'm like, no. Looked him right in the eye. And the
Yeah,
last, the
labs are
next 12
pretty
years,
good
yeah,
about
well, yeah, but
understanding that once you
right.
do that.
So
Yeah.
the next 12 years, golden. Never even had to punish the dog.
Hmm.
Ever. Ever. This guy, though,
My
whole another ball of wax. Like, he's like, dude, I came off the streets, motherfucker. You want to fuck with me? What? What? Like, and he's such a cute little guy. Like, and his brother loves him. I love him. There's no way we can split now. But it's just a challenge. You know what I mean? It's like,
we
golly. Oh, you just cut out again on
I'm in
spaces.
the
Oh,
kitchen.
there you go. You're
What's
back.
that?
You just
Okay.
cut out again on spaces, but you're back. Are you on Bluetooth or something? Maybe that's what's going on. Oh, That's probably what it is. You just cut out again, Jen. Okay, I got to get you back real quick, even though we're over time, because I want to wrap up with you. So let me open up another space. Give me just a second. Jen, if you can hear me, I'm opening up another space. I'm actually. Which, what the fuck, Elon Musk? Why do I pay you $150 a month for your satellite internet? Well, Jen, it doesn't look like I got you back. Oh, there you are. Okay, cool. Okay, got you back.
We back?
Yeah, we're back. Are you on Bluetooth or something?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So I think what's going on, and this is going to piss me off if this is what's happening, because we're broadcasting from space. Mr. fucking Elon Musk, you own X. I have a fucking Starlink dish. That's how I'm connected right now. So if you hear me, Elon Musk,
Oh.
why is my
It
internet
might
dropping?
be mine.
No, I doubt it. I just moved today. So sometimes when I move, because I'm a full-time RVer, I've shared that before. When I move to a different park, sometimes it takes a little while for all the satellites and I don't know how it works. But
Still line.
yeah, it can be weird. So
Yeah. Maybe that's it then.
It's probably my end, but Elon, if you hear me, I'm telling you, bro, get your shit together. I'm spending $150 a month on this shit. So, anyways, it's good though. Like, man, I get like 100 megabits per second up and 10 or down and 10 up consistently. So thank you for that, Elon. Cheers to you, but quit fucking with me, bro.
Right.
Okay, anyways, you got any last 2 cents to share, Jen, before we log off here?
Let me finish my dog story. So I'm in the kitchen washing dishes and I see this dog chasing a car. And I look out and I'm like, that looks like my dog. And I look around the house and the dog's not there, but the screen is tore out of the living room window above the couch. It was my dog running down the street chasing the car.
Yeah, that's
And
my
the
little.
blimp follows me, and the dog used to bark at the blimp, and I was like, good doggy.
That's my
That's
little
another
terrorist
story.
monkey. That's my little Wesley. He's redhead too. He's like half red, half white.
Cute.
I'm gonna definitely like share him online here soon. I have before, but it's buried in X now. But anyways, thank you so much, Jen. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Come back
Thank
anytime.
you.
And
I enjoy our conversations.
Yeah, me too. Like you're just so easy to talk to, and
So are
we can
you.
hopefully we can get other people in here to banter with.
No
So we
shit.
don't have to tear up the airwaves one on one. But again, I'm not
Hey,
holding
it's
your
a
feet
start.
to the fire or anything.
Eventually somebody will
But
get
yeah,
in here.
if you want to co-host one day a week, invitation's open. Okay.
All right, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'll be
absolutely.
back in touch.
Sounds good. You have a good night. Okay.
All right, cheers.
Cheers, everyone. Have a wonderful evening.
Night. Bye.